What about? You got a problem with Morgana? Follow me. Don't worry about it, buddy. We're gonna be best friends, you and I. Yeah, you do owe me big time. Come for dragging you into it as well. Take them all out. I mostly hear his Steins;Gate character whenever he goes into his angry voice in this game. I could hear Light a little bit in his calmer moments. What? Gotta follow him, yeah, but I want to open all the doors and do stuff. Oh my god, that painting in the background. We came by here through the front earlier. What the? I was seeing double or something just now. Was that Shujin? Told you before, this place is your school. Regardless, we don't have time to stand around. Who knows when a shadow might show up? Come on, this way. Whoop. Uh-oh. I don't like this. I think things have disconnected. Can people in chat hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, it says internet access. Test. Oh, that went through. Nope, now it says offline. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay. That was a very brief internet drop off, but it looks like we're good. It says reconnected. You thought your browser died? It seems like internet died for like a brief second, but it looks like I'm stable again. It was like a very short disconnect. But it sounds like you guys can hear me and see me. All right. Well, that's nice. Usually when the internet dies, it dies for a long period of time, and it's super frustrating. This was a very brief outage. Mere seconds. I tried, but it turns out they are the internet, Weatherbound. They're interconnected. Do. I had a feeling there'd be guards here. Oh, they're talking. I don't need to shout over Morgana. Good. Let me fight him. Let me at him. You thought it was you? Who says it wasn't? Yeah, he can't see me because I'm behind the solid bars. Internet went away for a few seconds. When you attack a nearby enemy by pressing X, battle will begin. Watch for a red icon to appear when you're in range. And that's ambushing. Let's go. He's weak to the windy one. Early options 1080p. Glorious high definition. Goodbye, Krios. I love you, and I'll see you later. Maybe in a few minutes it'll reintroduce the other quality options for you. Level up. That's weird. My internet dropped for 2 seconds and then the stream reconnected and was like, only high def. Item. Medicine. Or Morgana. Restart again. There you go. That'll fix it. Ba-da-da-da. I wouldn't worry about it. Right there. That's his mad scientist voice. It's like he switches over to being much more nasally. That's the term I was looking for before. Yeah, only 1080 for everybody? That's weird. I don't quite know why. Unfortunately, like, unless you're partnered, you don't get all that many options. Twitch chooses for you what it's gonna be streaming with. Well, that's good. I think after a little while it introduces other options. He doesn't have much control over this classroom. Come on, use your imagination. You can figure it out, Ryuji. That son of a bitch thinking things. Everything. World War I was his fault. Why does he get to look so cool? So my main character's inner sense of rebellion manifests as a super fashionable trench coat. And mask. And very nice shoes as well. He pulled on my tail. Mask, cool shoes, sweet ass trench coat, giant cufflinks. I brought a gun with me. Providing is pro something, I don't know. And now I can shoot people. Good. Guns and drugs, baby. Give me some rock and roll now. And you're still the shithead. Listen, society's just not ready for me, that's all. Safe rooms. They're rooms that are safe, that you could save in. Safe save rooms. That was the wrong button. There we go. Game save. Level 4. Moving on up in the worlds. Now let's get out there. Do some damage. There should be soldiers outside. Let's take note of the situation and get out there. You're at the same point? You're also at a safe room? I thought I heard something over there. And what of the slaves? They're on the training hall. I'd assume they're screaming in pain by now. Very well. By the way, I heard we may have intruders around. Stay on your guard. Did you hear that? They said training hall, right? Do. Two guys went that way. Can I see them? Nope. Goblin Slayer was alright. There's a guard on duty. Gotta remember, if it's on auto, I should not press the button. Do. When you're spotted by an enemy, the security level will rise. This is shown on the gauge in the upper left. As security level rises, it'll become more difficult to investigate the palace, so be careful. There's nothing wrong with liking Sword Art Online. I like certain seasons of Sword Art. Although Log Horizon is the superior stuck in a video game anime. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of those aspects of Goblin Slayer. You have the benefit of not having to deal with listening to the dialogue in this part. I like the dialogue. I am already familiar with all of these parts of the dialogue, though. Oh, I don't have the criminal view button yet, unfortunately. Give me that mask. Good night, Weatherbound. Sleep well. Have fun at work. I know you love working. Oh, I forgot to equip my gun! Alright, Morgana. Direct commands for you. No sleep, you're working tonight. Oh, well, have fun at work. Know that I love you, buddy. Tell work I said hi. Slorp? Morgana, stop taking so much damage. Log Horizon is another anime where you're following characters that are trapped inside a video game, but they go about it in a much more satisfying way, and it doesn't have the if you die in the game, you die in real life hook of Sword Art. But like, there's major arcs in that where the characters are like, hey, this is a video game. We could, like, obliterate the economy and completely rule this place. And so they do. And I love that aspect of it. So Log Horizon's fun because it's about a bunch of people, like, exploiting the rules of the world they're in. And I always like that kind of stuff. Rebel knife. Can I not equip my gun yet? You're like, less to the story and more to the impression that the author gives off. Like, that's again, like, where I got a little skeezed out with that one. Especially because I did read portions of the manga beforehand, so I was like, ah, this is gonna be a rough one. Don't understand, why can't I equip my gun? It's supposed to be up here for a ranged weapon. That's why when people talk about Berserk, like, I like Berserk quite a bit, but I liked it a lot more after they got past those parts where it was super, like, focused on sexual assault. It's like, oh, look, there's a good manga here. Train's up ahead. Yeah, it's a little further. Make sure you watch out for any guards along the way. Locked door. Guess we have to get to like a certain point and then the game will let me use my gun. I don't remember the early portions of the game very well. Have you seen anyone who looks like an intruder? Nobody yet. Yeah, but I don't want to dodge them. I want to murder them all for experience points. Should be conserving energy. No. We should be attacking them all for experience points. You're not a fan of women in anime most of the time? That's a rough statement to make. Oh, well, you should say you're not a fan of poorly written female characters in anime. That rolls off the tongue a little bit better. Use your toy. Here we go. Here's where we get to use the gun. Stupid allergies. There is a way. Well, use it to take down the enemies. It is a better way to say it right there, yes. Attack away frizzy hair. Yeah, you don't like how women are portrayed in anime. Much better. Leave it to me. Yeah, what? Oh, yeah. There's a very large portion of anime and manga that definitely could be a lot better with trail of female characters. Gun attacks. I know all about those. Blam, 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 blam. And sometimes they're weak to gunfire. Gun properties and ammo restoration. Guns have a higher attack power than melee weapons, but they have a limited amount of ammunition. However, your ammunition will be restored after the battle, so feel free to use it all up. That's a very comically large slingshot. It was too easy to guess resistances. It always takes a million hours to figure out everyone, and then like, here's a color swap, and it's like, oh man, now they're not weak to that anymore. This is a cognitive world. As long as our opponent sees it as real, it becomes as such. It's a good thing it's realistic looking. I don't get it. Because they recognize it as a gun, your ammo capacity is limited in battle. but your enemies are expecting you to come at them with guns loaded, so your ammo replenishes in every new fight. What's this commotion over here? Someone realizing how cognition-based worlds work? Oh, it's you bastards! Hurry, here comes another one. Take him down. Also, it never made sense. Oh, enemy weaknesses? Yes. Sasha was the best? Hell yeah, Sasha's the best. Sasha was my favorite character the second she stole that potato. Our ammo's replenished. Go on, dump it into the enemy. Is that new? I don't remember ammo refresh. I'm trying to remember if it was limited to your time in the dungeon or per fight. It's been a little while now since I last went through Persona 5 Vanilla. Just like I thought, all our ammo has returned for that fight. I remember, like, not worrying about ammo throughout a dungeon, so I think it was per fight. Yeah, the only time I remember, like, being empty was during, like, boss fights, because those take a while. Sure, I'm glad I brought that gun. We're definitely lucky to have the additional firearm in our arsenal. I must say, well done. Even if it was just dumb luck that it worked here. Did you really have to put it like that? Quit griping, Blondie. We're still getting praised. Oh, by the way, we should decide how we divvy up our roles in battle from here on out. As you can see, there are quite a lot of enemies. It'll be important to coordinate our moves well. I can keep providing intel for us, but you should decide how we fight, Frizzy. What do you mean, how we fight? Basically, whether or not it's direct orders or self-directed. I already did that, so I'm gonna skip that. What's the plan? Direct commands. Understood. You remember being annoyed not having ammo. Probably for longer fights it would happen. Like, it's mostly boss fights where it's like, God, this is frustrating. I ran out of bullets ages ago. Got them all down. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. 18%? What? I haven't been caught. Let's murder him. Talk of running out of ammo reminds me that this Sunday we get to play Resident Evil 3 Remake. Very excited to play that. Ooh, a special way to fight enemies. Is it a new technique? Kind of a way for me to hit him. We gotta learn about all in, like stuff we already learned. Yep, all out attack. Yeah, but I want to talk to her. Oh well. Not allowed to recruit personas just yet. At least in 5 we don't have to deal with the inevitable, no, Rise-chan, don't say it! You're not me! You got baited into that one! Oh, cool.
何しろ無防備な敵への一斉攻撃だからな。さっきも話したが、指揮系統は統一したい。総攻撃の号令はお前がやってくれよ。
All right.
敵の弱点をついて全員ダウンさせて総攻撃。こいつが戦いの黄金パターンだ。覚えておけよ。
I think a number of badass characters are just as two-dimensional as the as the big titty anime girls. Yeah, like, just because you're a badass doesn't mean you're a fleshed out character. Like, that's just as shallow, but in a less objectifying kind of way, so it's a little bit less frustrating. Like, Mikasa is a raging badass, but she also has, like, a pleasant backstory you get to go into, and wants and needs, but then those wants and needs are revealed to mostly just be Eren, and it's like, oh, well, that's a little bit disappointing. Like, that's literally the entire motivation of this character, is Eren and mysterious bloodline. So that could be a little bit disappointing. Whereas, again, Sasha, a little bit better. Cares about her hometown, thinks that food's important because of her past. Like, oh, look, those are character traits that are a little bit more nuanced than just the main character is a male and I'm in love with him. Do-do-do-do. What's that sound? It's coming from over there. This is how you get better at volleyball. I can confirm. This is bullshit. Mikasa has the personality of a bag of bread. Exactly, Mikasa could be basically summed up as really likes Eren. Why is she so strong? Because she has mysterious bloodline. Like, alright, well, that's the end. Huh? Ryuji, they're not real. They're figments of someone else's imagination. Oh, Yuno is amazing. One of my favorite characters. Ah yes, Kaijo. It's entirely fan service, but also the characters have complicated backstories and experienced character growth. And then, of course, the Gate of Budilan, one of the greatest parodies of the Fate Stay Nice franchise of all time. Listen, I wanted to hear you say anything about being inside someone's asshole. Kaijo's in a different category. It shows like that are blatantly, like, on the surface presenting that kind of attitude that tend to surprise you. Yeah, it's actually kind of a fun one. I didn't read the manga, but I have seen the anime. No, you see, this is not gonna work in the real world, dude. Like, look at these, like, giant monster knights whipping a bunch of people that have no memory of being whipped. My camera app won't open. Need to head back. Let's check the cells around there. You got it, buddy. Please no more. Not giving athletes water, even for tough training, is a common thing in the real world too. That sack of shit. I'm gonna try and memorize all these guys' faces before we go back. Okay, I'm done. Let's check and see if there's any more. I don't know why you guys are here, but just leave us alone. What are you talking about? You seriously okay with this? Guess there's no point trying to talk to him. I was just gonna teach you how to volleyball. Oh, it hurts. This means he's been doing something similar in reality too, right? Damn that bastard. Hurry it up. I know. Just give me a sec. I'll memorize real quick. Whoa. Hey, are you done yet? We're cutting it real close here. Don't freak me out like that, you goddamn moron. Anyway, I got all of them. Let's stop wasting time. We need to scram. I don't want people to glare at me like they do you. Don't drag me in your mess. That don't matter. You seriously don't care about getting treated like shit? No point saying any of this. Do-do-do-do. Ba-na-na-na.
Yes.
Get out of here quick. Are you up to Shiho making her appearance? This game's gonna hurt you all over again. Yes, it will. Like, the first so many segments of this game are pretty brutal. We gotta get out of here quick. The watch post near the trading cells. Cease reporting. Chance of intruder activity are extremely high. All personnel increase security measures. Consider this secured. Mom, we gotta get out of here. We stayed too long. Yeah, it's this way. Let's hurry. Oh, I love the little cartoon spinny feet. Whoa, knave! Watch your mouth. Who said we made mistakes? I memorized their faces real good. Shit. Oh? Ooh, track trader has a nice ring to it. Track trader? Listen, this is seeming like an important moment where maybe Ryuji will come into his own as a thief. Chigao! No, I'm pretty confident I can get out of this situation. It may or may not be set up so hard there's a second camera to catch the money shot. Oh no. Oh, those are big horsies. Bum, 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 ba-da, surrounded. Man, horses shouldn't talk. Oh no, such damage. Alright, let's see if you're weak to this. Nope. Maybe you're weak to this. Nope. Oh no, there's more of them. This is bad. Oh no, it's like the plot is forcing me to fall down. Oh, I'm well aware. Remember, I have played the original game. Oh, you piece of... Oh, my spine. If only there was a person in this room who could rise up and stand before these enemies. I love as a king, he walks around in a speedo, a cape, and a crown. And that's all he wears. Man, Olympic gold medalists are jerks. The weight of the plot's so heavy I can't stand. You're basically picking a fight with some dude's psyche because he thought some things. Actually, we're picking a fight with this guy's psyche because of the real-world analogs to his psyche. As we're learning now, he physically abuses and emotionally manipulates his students, and there's also some light sexual assault that's gonna come up. He's a bad dude. In the world of this game, the only way a palace like this can happen is if you're so rotten in the real worlds that the weight of your impacts, your actions, causes this to show up. Everyone else doesn't have their own palaces. Only huge monster bastards have palaces. Everyone else just kind of has a subconscious analog in the collective unconscious. And only when you hit a certain threshold of being a bad person does this kind of place spring up. It's pretty bona fide. The sexual assault? Yeah, I'd upgrade it to bona fide. Proper sexual assault does come up. He's a bad guy. It's not just thoughts. This is reflective of his real-world actions. Some legit-ass shit. I'm trying to remember exactly what happens. Well, I mean, we're gonna find out relatively soon. He's the worst. He is a big bastard, man. Much like Dennis. Had he not opposed me with a sound argument, I would have settled it with only breaking his star's leg. Big twist. These two have a real-world history where that guy took over as coach of the track team, ran them into the ground, and when he stood up to him, he broke his leg. Which ruined his track career. So that's why. Good for Griffith. That's a different universe. Obviously, if this took place in the Berserk universe, Griffith would be the worst monster. Hashtag Griffith did nothing wrong. No, actually, Griffith did quite a few things wrong. Don't let him win. Who really did nothing wrong was Garrosh Hellscream. I don't know World of Warcraft well enough to have memories about Garrosh's plot in that. But I do know he was under the influence of demonic, otherworldly energies for a bunch of the nonsense he did in World of Warcraft, just Warcraft rather. Warcraft 2 and 3. See your head chained outside a Stormwind, like the other animals. Come on! It's time to rip that mask off, and therefore have a mask. Rokdar. Look at his clown shoes. Oh man, the internet blew up with how much they were not happy with Sylvanas' turn in the last expansion. I'm confusing Garrosh and Grom. That's very likely. I don't remember any of the orc characters from Warcraft. Every single story decision in the last 4 years? Yeah, I don't play World of Warcraft. I don't know what's been going on there. That last part is very accurate and true. There it is! A tiny little tall ship with a big old skeleton standing on top of it. What's up, Persona? Yes, Gomper. House colors. Mini boss. Captain Kinta! That horse has a thick neck. I.e., the color that your dudes are when you select a color when you play multiplayer. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure one of the big reasons why everything in their old art is so damn colorful. Kito! And then he just kept doing things that way like it was inspired, like Leonardo fucking da Vinci. Like, a lot of what they do is just sit down and, like, if you want to make something, make sure it has a clear silhouette, blah 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 blah, like pretty standard guidelines. I've never been terribly blown away by their art style. I've always thought they have very good Games Workshop. That's the other thing. Games Workshop, that's 4K, right? Warhammer? Games Workshop is Warhammer? They definitely borrowed a lot from the Warhammer stuff. Captain Kido! Not the 4K, the other one. The medieval themed Warhammer. Warcraft and StarCraft were originally conceived as licensed products for Warhammer, FB, and 40K respectively. Oh, would you look at that? You're missing about 36K from that there. I don't know what I'm talking about with some of the stuff. Oh, Warhammer 4K, 40K, you're right, alright. I'm talking about Warhammer High Def, thank you very much. Warhammer Ultra High Def. Warhammer 5G. It's common enough that I had a memory about them being related, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I wasn't going to say it was based on it, just that it seemed heavily inspired by. That's because over time, my memory degrades with this kind of stuff. My opinion on Blizzard has always been that in the earlier periods for them, they had pretty good gameplay design choices that I enjoyed. Their games were fun. I liked a lot of it. And then a turn happened, and it stopped being the case. And I'm pretty sure that turn can probably line up relatively well with the Activision buyout. How about that? He has potential too. Was it the pandas? I mean, I did... World of Warcraft is its own beast. Like, I don't like MMOs, personally, so... I never really got into World of Warcraft, so I don't have an opinion on when World of Warcraft took a turn. When they lost Blizzard North, the folks who were responsible for Diablo 2. Everything else I can't talk about, only kind of played Diablo, and still really like Overwatch. Overwatch is fine. Like, I got bored with Overwatch, but I get bored with most games that are perpetual, like Team Fortress 2. Had fun with Team Fortress 2, got to a point where I was like, alright, yeah, I've played a lot of Team Fortress 2, and I just stopped having fun with Team Fortress 2. Like, that just happens for me. Doesn't matter how many characters you introduce or guns you introduce, like, the general gameplay loop will always remain largely the same, and that's where I burn out on. Let us begin. The Morgana has a super powerful crush on that character. Overwatch is a very successful porn IP. Something seems off. Now that is art. Yeah, it's funny how much of it in there is. And Blizzard can try all they want, they'll never get rid of all of it. I've already drank all of this water bottle. A lot of my Blizzard frustration, besides recent corporate nonsense they've been engaging in, was they made a very clear message that they were going to change how they handle Hearthstone to be more new user friendly, more free player friendly. We can't die here. And then Ben Brode left, and suddenly all of those announcements they made about changing their policies for Hearthstone 180'd, and it was worse than ever. And I was like, well, I'm done with this game. And I never was really into World of Warcraft. Diablo 3 was pretty disappointing. Overwatch I got burnt out on, and suddenly like I had no reason to play any of their games, so I just stopped playing Blizzard games. I remember being cool. It looks good on you. Yes, that's the corporate nonsense I was talking about there. That guy said something. Punish him and the two people that are hosting the broadcast who didn't express any opinions. I'm with you on the Battlefield series being very good at that, Katase. I had a lot of fun with a number of the Battlefield games. And I still have very fond memories of Tribes. Tribes 2 specifically I played a lot of. I really enjoyed surfing around in that game. Yeah, I was never great at Tribes, but it was a lot of fun. How many times do we have to tell you it's not real? Yeah, Tribes 2 was the shit. Like, I really liked Tribes 2. Ryuji's main character trait is being an idiot? Yes, very much so. He's a lovable doofus. Like, one of the major reasons why I think I like 5 more than I like 4, and I like 4 a lot, is I like the characters in 5 more than I like the characters in 4. Like, I like the 4 characters a lot, but like, this game doesn't have a broske, and broske really drags the quality level of the characters down a little bit in 4. That guy sucks. Bye, cat. Never been a huge fan of competitive online first-person shooter games? That's fair. What plan? No, literally, I don't know what your plan is. Angry cat sounds. Wow, 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 wow. For first-person shooters, I've always been a big fan of bite-sized experiences, so like Counter-Strike. Matches in Counter-Strike are like sub 3 minutes most of the time. It's like Pringles, you know? You're just like whipping these little potato chip-sized rounds in your mouth. And then on the other end, I really enjoy like grandiose, huge scope stuff like the Battlefield games where the combat's taking place over huge swaths of land, there's all these vehicles flying about. And then there's like the middle ground where I get more frustrated than not because the rounds aren't long enough to be super epic, but they're not short enough to be bite-sized and enjoyable. And I burn out on those games pretty fast, and I tend not to play those as often. You just ran around floor 3 for a long time before you realized that the first-year students are up there, and you wanted a third-year student, and you're too stupid to understand. They're fucking not. They're third year, not floor 3. Yes. But also, like, often we break buildings up like that. Like, we do floors based on year, so it's understandable that you would assume that. Unreal Tournament was the pinnacle of the bite-sized, like, fun experience. Facing Worlds is one of the best, if not the best, capture the flag map in human history. Don't at me. Sure, I'll help. They do have me pegged as a criminal. How'd that happen? Facing Worlds is only fine, not perfection. If you like perpetually getting shot in the face, I mean, as a person with a sniper rifle on the middle window, yes. Waiting for the Redeemer to spawn. I'm the one shooting people perpetually in the face. Or leaving my teledisc in front of their flag, so the second it says my team got a capture on us, you hit the button and you immediately telefrag whoever stole your flag, and you take theirs and start running. But why? What a jackass. I mean, honestly, if I had to retrace my steps on my opinion on that, 2 forts probably the superior capture the flag map, thanks to its like alternate routes to and from the 2 bases and multiple means of travel. 2 forts pretty great, be it classic Team Fortress Classic or Team Fortress 2. Yeah, the Unreal Tournament games had fine bots. Of course. Are officially a team now. I can sense a bond of trust coming from Ryuji. Rain Dance from T1 is your favorite capture the flag map. Oh, Tribes 1. I don't remember that map well enough. I don't think I could name a single Tribes map. I could picture them in my head, but I don't remember names for any of them. I'll never talk, framing device. Oh! Jesus Christ. Katabatic from Tribes 2. I don't remember a single named level. There's a map from Unreal Tournament 99 that's not facing worlds. That was in a crappy demo version you had, which you really loved because it was, for a long time, the only map you had. I remember Facing Worlds blowing me away because it was one of the first games I played after getting, like, a proper video card. Pretty sure it was a Voodoo video card, if you guys remember the Voodoo line of video cards. And, like, watching the JPEG of an Earth spiral up over the horizon line of the enemy base, and I was just like, oh, this is the single greatest looking thing I've ever seen! Like, I was blown away. You've unlocked the Chariot Confidant. What kind of food? Take me to the meat. We should play some old school shooters. Old school games in general, just a lot of fun, especially multiplayer ones. It's in the past. Gyudon. At least I'm pretty sure it's Gyudon. It could be Budodan. It's hard to say. I think it's Gyudon though. If they're in Tokyo, it's probably Gyudon. If they were in Osaka, Budodan. You may be right. I mean, you can get both in both places, but one's definitely more common in each location. I've never felt this way about a man. I haven't even started mine. I'm watching the man in the background who's just kind of like waving up and down without ever putting his chopsticks in his bowl. What are you doing? Yeah, Unreal Tournament used GameSpy for its multiplayer servers, right? I don't know how that's gonna work now. I miss GameSpy. GameSpy was a lot of fun. Oh, really? You played it last week? Well, there you go. Never mind, that should be easy. The chat app is now available. You can freely receive messages.
見てやがれかもしだ。明日から即始めっぞ。まず奴隷にされてた奴らに話を聞く。球技大会だったよな。鴨志田推薦のバレエ大会とか胸くそ悪いけどよ。
All the tribes games are free to play these days? Not bad.
みんな浮かれてる。うろついても気づかれにくいはずだ。ま、詳しい話は明日にしようぜ。
The game I have the most nostalgia for, if we're talking first-person shooters, is probably Battlefield 1942. That game was everything to me for a few years. I loved it more than any other game for quite a while. Being too loud. There were times you would go into a Battlefield 1942 match, and instead of anyone even trying to fight the match, like the war we're having in this game, everyone just like, let's not bother fighting each other. Instead, let's do like weird stunts. And so you show up and no one's shooting each other, they're all just trying to make an airplane take off with like a jeep on top of it, and then like a pile of people standing on top of the jeep. Just like, this is the true joy of video games right here. There's also a very long written story that I find hilarious that I don't know if I could ever find it again. It was posted in, again, GameSpy. But it was like a long account of someone's quest to kill their friend by running them over with a jeep everywhere in Battlefield. And to that end, they spent hours, nay, days, moving a jeep from the mainland onto an aircraft carrier so they could run their friend over with a jeep on an aircraft carrier. And it was a very good read. Oh boy. Gearing up for the real dark turn of this game. We're safe from it for today, though. This is the same people who made that Catherine I think you're thinking of, in which case, yes. Both games are from Atlas. You're about to get to that segment? They actually published Dragon's Crown. Excuse me, Atlas published Dragon's Crown. The developer for Dragon's Crown is another very good company called Vanillaware. Of course I went to school. You're not being a dummy for not knowing that. It's easy to get publishers and developers confused. I like Vanillaware. They have a really weird aesthetic that I enjoy. My life's as free as I make it, buddy. I decided to go ahead and message you. Can you see this? Nope. You so can. I'm gonna be counting on you tomorrow, okay? Got it. You're a bro, man. Well, see you tomorrow, bro. Let's save those guys who've been getting abused. You and me, bro. Alright, bro. I'm only smoking, like, meth. It's not a bad influence. Dragon's Crown is one of the few games your wife will play with you. Interesting. It's a fun co-op game. I like beat-em-ups. You don't keep desserts in the house anymore? Is that a policy or just a result of our lack of being able to go outside and shop? I ran out of my pistachio ice cream ages ago and I've been craving ice cream for a while. Instead, I've been drinking way more tea than normal. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ba ba da. Ba da da. With 15 minutes left in the stream, probably don't want to start the next day. I will go to sleep though and wake up. That thing on your phone was some red eyeball icon, right? Right. We ended up at that weird place when we used this nav app, right? I found it on my phone too. I don't remember installing it. That's creepy. For real, what is this thing? Think it's being downloaded on its own somehow? It's dangerous to use something without knowing what it is. But with it, we can go to that weird place, right? Seems like it. Basically, it's gonna depend on how we use it. But first, we gotta find evidence for the beatings. Counting on you, alright? Don't go ditching school on me. Time to ditch school. I feel exhausted. Maybe it's because of the metaverse. Let's sleep. They claim their servers are operational, but the launcher seems to think they're a big fat liar. One of those is more important than the other, and that's the launcher, because that's the way you get there. Do 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 do.
ようこそベルベットルームへ。今宵はいつぞやの話の続きをと思ってな。
Well, thanks for summoning me. Very kind of you.
どうだ、この場所には慣れてきたかね。
Yeah.
ほう、それは結構。さすがに肝が。
That's me, nerves of steel, all right.
お前の構成は、ひいては滅びの運命を退けるため。そのようなこと、一人の力ではならん。だが今日お前は。同じ力に目覚めた隣人と協力の。
I wish you could play the game without the metaverse segments at all. I feel you. You're into it right until you have to go into a dungeon. If you put it on like the story mode one, the fights are super breezy and fast. But it will still slow you down. I understand though. Like I play Persona more for the stories than for the you know, the combat, even though the combat is enjoyable. You got the rush button for all encounters, nice. You mean Ryuji?
他者と関わろうとすることは構成にとって重要な足がかり。大いに結構だ。だが、慣れ合って共に。
Yeah, they're fun dungeons.
生々な友情など。
The combat is pretty enjoyable. But it's also like, the game's main strength is the interpersonal relationships, like that's everything in Persona. Literally, like the main mechanics are how you maintain these relationships with people and how you take care of yourself and your various stats. To the point where it's frustrating almost to have that interrupted by the dungeons. And then there's also the collective unconscious, the subway system, where it's like, alright, go down there and walk around for a million years fighting 1,000 enemies. It's like, don't care much for these parts. Convents are people that you have relationships with, and you bond with them. You mean chalice dungeons? Feels like Igor has high expectations of me. I have a new relationship. Which tarot card will it be? The Fool Persona. You gotta pick up a random card. Nope, that's Pentacles. That's Cups. The Fool! Third time's a charm. Wild Talk allows you to negotiate with shadows after performing a hold-up. Perfect. Earn bonus experience points when fusing personas of this type. You've unlocked the Fool Confidant. You have learned the ability Wild Talk and all that other stuff I just said. Yep, they have special abilities that you get for ranking up your relationship. He's a plot relationship, so that will progress with the story, and no faster than that. Tribes of Sen seems pretty dead. That's what I've heard in the past. Their account management page is down too. That's a sad bummer. No, don't have me already being on my way to school.
教師チームと対戦って意味わかんねえよ。鴨志田先生にかなうわけないじ
Just
ゃん。
wanted to save. I was a fool.
先生の生スパイク拝めるかもよ。記念に一発受けておこうぜ。
儲けが確定じゃんそれ。
Welcome back, Will.
傷だらけなんだろ。どんな練習してんだよ。怖えよ。
はいはい静かに。
As you all know, today is the volleyball rally. Head to the gymnasium once you change, got it? Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, Cutscene! Nice toss. Nothing I like more than dunking on students. Fighto! Oh, just casual yawning over here. The cutscenes hurt your soul. That's only because you know where these are all going. I love dunking on students. Drag him out of here. That asshole's acting like a king over here. Oh, he's talking.
何が親睦だ。てめえが目立つためのワンマンショーじゃねえか。三島のこと心配するふりしやがって。体罰上等。
What a D-bag.
まあいい。今のうちに昨日奴隷になってた奴ら探しに行こう。
How to wander the school talking to strangers.
今日はバレー部全員来てるはずだ。絶対体罰の証人見つけてやる。待ってろよ、あのクソ教師。
Alright, see you later.
お前も来るんだよ。やっと思いついたの D 組のやつだから D 組から言っとくか。お前のクラスな。すんなり聞けるといいけどな。俺なんか避けられてるし。
I'm sure they'll talk to me, the guy that everyone knows as a criminal. Can you duck this quest line by refusing to walk around with him? Nope. This is part of the story, the main plot. You use quick travel by bringing up the map with R1 and selecting the location you want to go to. What I want to do is save my game. Next time we play Persona, we'll look around for the volleyball students that are all gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? That was a dream, you idiot.